Good day guys, and welcome to another video. I'm pretty excited about this one because it's related to my last video about me trying to be healthy. Also going to show you changes I made that has been very healthy for me. So let's get the video going. In the last video, I took some tests and it was clear that I needed to make some changes. And I made two major changes. One, I started intermittent fasting. I don't eat until 12 noon and I don't eat after 6 or 8 at night. So that's the only window I give myself the opportunity to eat. Now, otherwise, I drink water, but I only give myself that window to eat. And the second thing I'm doing is an almost keto diet or low carb diet because my cholesterol, I find, although I'm not diabetic, I find the figures was too close. I wanted to bring those two things down, and one way is to go on a somewhat keto diet. And that's what this video is about. I'm going to show you certain menu changes I made to ensure that I go on a lower carb, lower sugar diet. And the results are there. Around this time last year, I was hovering weight-wise around 195 to 198 pounds, which is a lot. Now I'm 170. So just with those two things, intermittent fasting and a keto or lower carb diet, it has had an effect. Could you guys see it? Could you see it? I'm kidding. Let me start beating around the bush and get to showing you these keto dishes. I want to make a note that a few of these dishes I didn't create. There are two channels that give me a lot of inspiration. There is Heavenly Fan, which is a woman that is vegan and keto. And then there's my favorite keto recipe channel called Headbanger's Kitchen. Really, really good channel. This guy is based in India and he creates really tasty low carb dishes. So I encourage you guys to go and check this out. Let's go to the first dish. Now I really like fry aloo and roti. Now that's fried potato where you kind of fry it down until it's somewhat steamed and you eat it with roti. And as you could tell, it is carbs from the roti and carbs, which is potato. So how do we improve this? How do I replace the potato? You would see that I'm using cauliflower. So let's see me creating this dish. So I have this pot hot in here with oil and I'm going to put in garlic, onions, pepper. And I know onions is not really keto friendly. I'm not doing a strict keto diet. I'm just trying to cut down my carbs by as much as I could. I love onions. I'm not willing to give onions up. Now that the onions and pepper and stuff has cooked up properly, I drop in the cauliflower. Cauliflower is the new potato. This is, as you can see, it's not a deep fry. It hardly has oil. It's more about simmering it down. And we're cooking this exactly the same way we cook aloo and fry aloo and roti in Trinidad. Just difference here is cauliflower we're using. Cauliflower and keto naan. So this is the naan part. So to start, we're going to do a coconut naan. Yeah, that's about half a cup there. And this is the psyllium husk. And this is the very important one because this is what binds it, because coconut flour doesn't bind. It doesn't have the gluten like normal flour. So to bind it, you need psyllium husk, and this is also very good for that digestion. So 2 tablespoons of psyllium husk, and then half a teaspoon of baking powder. Is about it there. And of course, salt. Salt is to taste, so anything you want. This is the dry ingredients. We just mix it up. Make sure it's well combined. And then we add some warm water. I just heat it up in the microwave for about 45 seconds. And a little at a time, because you don't want to put too much water into it. Now you need the warm water a little bit to kind of activate, I think, the baking powder, plus mainly the psyllium husk. So a little more. And then at some point you have to go with your hands. And then you can just make it into a ball. It's like Play-Doh. This is way easier. Like cannot need flour to make normal roti and normal naan. But this is easier than that. You don't really have to knead it. It's just about combining it and shaping it out. You have the ball and cut it into 4 pieces. So let's do that. Now be very careful when doing this. Do it on a board or something. But I think I trust myself enough that I could cut it in half and then into quarters. And you make a ball out of these. And that's it. You end up with 4. You're just going to leave this, cover it and leave it for around 15 to 20 minutes. And then we'll come back to it. Alright, it's been about 20 minutes. Let's go ahead and make the naan. I have some parchment paper here. And this cannot be made like normal roti, because it'll stick to the bilna and whatnot if you're using it. So you need the parchment paper. And it's kind of rubbery because of the psyllium husk. So you just form it out, your paper fold, and you roll it out. I'm not too concerned about shape because I'm the one eating it. And there you, whoops. And there you go. Lay this down. If you touch it, it feels a bit puffy. That's good. Without the psyllium husk, it just falls apart. You try to flip it. Half will flip, the other half will remain. But the psyllium husk is really like the glue holding everything together. Alright, that's enough. And now we flip. And as you can see, it has color water here, and you let it cook. And if you find you want color like me, I like a little more color, so I'm going to let the other side cook and I'll flip it back again. And again, if you touch it, puffy. Alright, and here it is. Fried cauliflower, and this is the naan, keto friendly meal. So, let me taste. The naan is nice and soft. Excellent. Now, of course, it doesn't taste exactly like potato, but it is close enough to farro roti. Keto friendly food. Excellent. My next dish that I tried, this is something that I wouldn't say I created it on my own, because I am sure there are videos of similar things out there. All I did is I read that people strip zucchini to kind of replace pasta, so that is what I did. And I made myself some alfredo. And now a good thing about the keto diet is that it somewhat encourages to eat fatty stuff. So the alfredo itself should be alright, because what you want to do is lower the carbs, but you need fat to burn because you're not burning the sugar from the carbs anymore. Let's get to this dish, my version of alfredo, a keto alfredo. Hope you like it. I'm going to try to cut this up like spaghetti. So I have my trusty little julienne. I'm going to now pass this through and see if I can get some broad strips. Of course, the first few will be kind of weird looking, as you can see. I'll still use it though. No wastage. But it's getting longer, as you can see. Great. Definitely improving. Look at these. Some nice thin strips here. Broad strips. So I'm going to stack it up and try to do some slicing here. Let's see if I can get this done. Try to go as thin as possible. It's turning out better than I thought. Now, there are machines out there like spiralizers and whatnot that makes this process easy. You could just feed it in and it comes out cut already, but you know, I don't have that. And there you have it, guys. I still have one or two thick pieces here I'll cut up, but generally this will act as my noodles. I think it turned out well. So let me put some of the string zucchini, and I have my alfredo here made up, alfredo chicken with the sauce. Oh, that looks good. I'm so excited already. I think this one worked out, guys. And here you go, guys. This is the zucchini. This is the zucchini with alfredo. Let me try it for you here. Pretty good. I'm realistic. I don't expect this to taste exactly like pasta. I like the crunch, so it's like al dente. Zucchini doesn't really have a taste, does it? So it's really soaking up the alfredo really well. So I'm going to add this to my dishes of keto-friendly food that I can eat. And then let's go on to my third dish. This one, I read again online that you could replace rice again with the famous cauliflower. So this is me attempting that, to make like a kind of trini fried rice, but instead of rice, I'm using cauliflower. Let's see how it went. Alright, so as we continue showing the different recipes I've been using for keto, I'm going to do my substitute fried rice. Let's get going. Of course, we start by adding some sesame seed oil. Not much, just a little bit. Then we add in, the onions and garlic. I'm not putting pepper in this because the chicken I made has pepper. Okay, that's nice and fried up there. I'm adding all the vegetables. I have carrots, sweet peppers, some broccoli, that kind of thing. And we just let this fry and render down a little bit. And the replacement for rice, you've seen it a few times in this video, is cauliflower. What I did, I shredded it on a grater so it becomes small. And I'm going to use this as a replacement for rice. So this is like a fried rice cauliflower, if that makes sense. So I just put it in. This is the last thing you put in. Kind of spread it out a bit. And of course, a little dark soy sauce. Oh my god. And we mix. And it looks like trini fried rice. I might have put a little too much soy sauce, that bottle, because it's so big. I always kind of overdo it slightly, damn it. But it'll taste great, and it's a good substitute. And we just let this cook a little bit, not much, and it'll be done. And here we have the cauliflower fried rice. Okay, well, it's not really right, but you know what I mean, okay? There it is. I have it with some chicken that I baked. So let me try it out. Nice and crunchy. Again, I'm not fooling myself. It doesn't taste like rice, but it allows me to make dishes similarly. You know, so I don't have to miss out on like baked chicken and fried rice and that kind of thing. Could kind of use this and be okay. We had 3 savory dishes. This keto thing is not that hard, right? What about when you get that sweet tooth? How do you resist that? I mean, you're already avoiding carbs so it doesn't get converted to sugar. So of course, generally, you want to avoid sugar. But thankfully, there are other sweeteners, natural sweeteners out there that you could buy that is low carb and low sugar. It's like a substitute. So you'll see me using that in these last two dishes that I'm going to show you. The first one is a very simple, it takes about 90 seconds. Okay, let's say about 3 minutes. It's a nice, rich chocolate mug cake. Mug as in coffee mug, chocolate mug cake because you make it in it. So instead of explaining, let me just show you. All right, guys, let's get going with this keto chocolate mug cake. As you can see, the first thing I have 2 tablespoons of melted butter. Then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of almond flour. 1, 2, and then 2 tablespoons of this Hershey's cocoa or cacao. I don't know how to pronounce it now. It's no added sugar or anything like that, so it's keto safe. And you have, like if they say 2 tablespoons, you have to put 2 tablespoons. This thing gets bitter. Put that in. Oh, making a mess. That's all right. 1 tablespoon of sweetener, and today I got this erythritol. You guys know what it is, right? It is a good sugar substitute. 1 tablespoon of the sweetener, and you can use any kind of sweetener you want. And for a little texture, we also want to put some, and flavor, I would say, a tablespoon of coconut flour. Put it out, yeah. And you want half a teaspoon baking powder, half a teaspoon of that. That helps it raise a little bit. And you want 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. So going to add that now. And 1 egg. And you mix, combine. And believe it or not, the egg is actually enough liquid. You don't have to add water or anything to this mixture. It smells really good. All right, and I think that's enough. Now I know this is a coffee mug recipe. If you have a nice round coffee mug, you could use that. But I don't, but I do have these ramekin. I'm just going to transfer it over. And we're just going to put it in the microwave for 1 minute. And there you have it, guys. Keto friendly chocolate mug cake. Now, I needed to put it for an extra minute because when I took it out, the top was still very, very soft and almost liquidy. So it's according to the power of your microwave, and apparently my microwave is pretty weak. It's nice and bouncy now. See, it's actually springy to the touch. Whoa! As you can see, I didn't even grease my ramekin or anything like that, but I would recommend if you have oven spray to put that, but it just fell out, and that's another sign that it's cooked. Very nice. All right, here we are. That's the cake. Let me take a nice little bite of it. Looks like cake, tastes like cake also. Nice texture and whatnot. You should wait for it to cool. This is not cool yet, so it's pretty hot. But it definitely takes care of those kind of, when you feel for that chocolate muffin. Yeah. And then, using that mug cake, I'm going to create keto ice cream. This is from Headbanger's Kitchen. I followed the recipe and it came out great. So yeah, this is me doing a keto ice cream. Now part of this is that mud cake that you guys just saw me make. So we'll have to make one of that for this recipe. And then this is the ice cream part. We're starting with about 150 ml of whipping cream. And then I add 2 tablespoons of erythritol. This is the sweetener, the sugar substitute. And then we just whip it up. See that peak? So it's whipped properly there. So now we're going to add some vanilla extract. That was about half a teaspoon. Then I'm going to sift about 1 tablespoon of the cocoa powder. The same one that we use to make the mug cake. You go back and you mix. I made the cake and I had it sitting in the fridge. And now we're just going to crumble it in. And we're not using all of this, so it'll be more cake than ice cream. So we just crumble this in about half. And there you go. And all at this point, you just fold it in. I haven't even put it in the fridge yet and it looks so good. Then we take a container that you could freeze and we just put everything in this container. Put this in the freezer for at least 4 hours. And here it is, guys. That's the ice cream. It took a while from being frozen to get soft, but it's nice and soft now, so let me take a taste. Nice and chocolatey. This will really help that craving for, sweet. So yeah, keto ice cream. Another dish that I could eat without worrying too much about carbs and that kind of thing. those are all the dishes that I've been trying. Well, I've tried one or two here and there, some more or less successful, but the general idea is it's not that hard. Once you put in a little effort, it is not that hard to go on a keto or low carb diet. And as you can see, I hope, it is having a positive effect. I am actually losing weight and I don't feel deprived. So I would encourage anyone, if you can, this is a good idea to get healthy. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope I see you guys in the next one. Bye.